Sales is just the art of communication. Honestly, I think that a lot of people have used the word really in a bad way when really sales is the free enterprise system that makes the world go around. Everything is sales. Until a sale's made, everybody goes out of business.
You work hard, like you will be rewarded and you will be given opportunities. And that's not something you can say for, almost any other job. I promise you, you can make far more doing this door-to-door sales than you can do any kind of sales behind a desk.
You get paid a really good commission.
Your commission is $40,000 to $50,000.
Wow.
The most important thing to me is I don't compare myself to other people, but to me, I just want to compete with myself. And I know like my worth and value is not dictated by the person behind that door. And if that's the case, then you can really do a lot.
$250,000 plus a year, unlimited potential. Let's say I joined the team today.
Yeah.
Go into the field. What do we look for?
Imagine, so if you have a $750,000 roof.
Hey guys, what's going on? Andy Elliott, 1% Podcast. Today I'm here with Jack. Jack is a part of the design division. He designs custom roofs for Priority Roofing. Now, Jack is a part of a very big company. They're in, I believe, 16-something states, right? They're growing like wildfire. And I'm here today because obviously, Jack was going for his PhD, right? Mm-hmm. And it was going to be a professor. And some of you right now, I have a big sales channel. You're like, oh man, I want to go do this. I want to go do this. And God, some reason always has a different plan for us. And he moved to Texas. He was going to school, and then he met the Priority Roofing team, and now he's crushing, he's killing, he's making more money than ever, and life really took a change. And what I've seen is that, had you not got into sales, number one, you'd have earned less money. Would you agree?
100%. Yeah.
Number two, you probably didn't ever think about being in sales, right?
No.
Because this is important to me, because a lot of people think that salespeople are like the jabbers, the people that are blah, 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 the gift to gab people that talk. That's not right. Really, sales is just the art of communication. Honestly, I think that a lot of people have used the word really in a bad way when really sales is the free enterprise system that makes the world go around. Everything is sales. Until a sale's made, everybody goes out of business. You're a little bit different than a lot of the sales guys that I bring on, and I like that.
Sure.
Because I believe there's a lot of people that are watching today, Jack, that aren't really turned on by sales. And they're like, oh, I don't want to be all salesy. But Jack, you're not a salesy type guy, but you're in sales and you do really well. You make good money. You have a good life. Talk to me a little bit about, because you're a professor. So I know that everybody has different perspectives and the way you see things. How did you see sales before you got into Texas? What made you take the leap and get into sales? And now that you're in, how do you view it? Kind of share with us a little bit.
Yeah, those are good questions and good points. The way I saw sales before ever joining was just really pushy, you know, kind of like irritating people. I kind of think about when you walk into the mall and people are trying to like hand you stuff and you're just like, I'm good,
At the kiosk, trying to hustle
exactly.
you.
That's just like my concept of sales. Of course, there's lots of different forms of sales, but
it's your first thought.
That's my first impression.
Yeah, high pressure.
Sure. Yeah. And so
irritating.
I was told for a long time I'd be good at sales. Relational, I like to talk, kind of never stop talking if you ask my wife.
Yeah.
But it just didn't really work that way. That's not where my interests aligned, and that's not how life went. Yeah, I moved to Texas to do my PhD in philosophy. That was the goal. I really enjoyed everything in the academic, intellectual world, and like that was my pursuit. I've been a Christian for a number of years now, and so just like learning more about God, why I believe in Him, if that's like a rational faith, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
As we were coming to Texas, I just needed a job that was going to be flexible. Something that I could make enough money to take care of my wife and I, but I could also work when I need to work because I got to read 20 hours a week and I got to be in class 10 hours a week and I got to teach some amount. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I stumbled into roofing. I unfortunately ended with a not really great company in the beginning, which is actually super common in the roofing industry.
Yeah, but I think that's common with anybody. Right now, anybody watching this, some people have done a sales job or worked for a company before, it didn't work out, and then they're like, okay, I'm done with that. That's kind of like getting in a relationship with a girl, getting your heart broken, say, oh, I'm never going to love anybody again. Yeah. That's foolish. There's the right person. That just wasn't the right company for you.
Yeah, I think that's dead on.
Yeah.
Like I was signing contracts, but I wasn't getting paid, and that's like kind of the name of the game. Had a guy that worked with me at that other company and was like, man, I know this company. I never should have left them. I was there a long time ago. I know the owner. He's super cool. He's young. I think he'd hear us out. So we interviewed, got hired, and...
Did you and him go together?
Yeah, we went together.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And then, so Will Miller was the owner of the company. Yep. That's who he reached out to, and he got us an interview and everything. And so I started with Priority Roofing, and I was with them for about 4.5, 5 months. And my whole goal was, if I can work less and make more, then I can do what I'm here for, which is school. So I just went for bigger homes. They're bigger insurance payouts. I make bigger commissions, and I also have less work, right? I have to get less subs. I have less customers to deal with.
Super smart.
Just made sense to me.
It's that analytical brain.
Yeah, that's right. So I did that that for like 4.5 months. Will, the owner and the GM, asked me if I wanted to grab lunch. And I remember telling my wife, like, man, these people are so nice. They're going to like fire me over lunch. Like, that's pretty cool, you know, because I had no idea why they'd want to meet. And they wanted me to start what they were calling the designer division, which is like pretty much slate, tile, metal, any kind of specialty roof that's not composition asphalt. And their rationale for it was I'd already been working with high-end customers, bigger roofs, and I was comfortable in that zone. So the thing was, our company had never really done it. We tried a couple times, but it never really took. And I was pretty nervous because I was just starting to make the money I needed. I got shorted by that other company. My wife was pregnant with our first. Will kind of trained me for 6 months, and then it was, can you go sell it? Like, can you do it? And so was able to sign 14 slate contracts in a year, which the math on that is they all average about $250,000 to $350,000 revenue, you know, on contracts, and you know your commission on those is $40,000 to $50,000. So signed 14 of those, and then it was like, all right, well, we proved it can happen. Now can we replicate it? So started doing that in Dallas, and we got a good little team now of 4 or 5 guys.
Wow.
And now we're just trying to take it all over the country. So
and you're leading that. That's something.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You guys dreamed of it.
100%. Yeah.
You built it. Really quick, super important, because when I say that you're a leader in the organization, so I want to ask you some of your values and some of your stuff like that. How do you treat your people? What is the culture like?
For sure.
You know, again, you can make really good money, guys, but let's move past that. That's going to be a bonus also, because so many places can make people money, but they're just horrible places to work. Tell me about Will Miller, right? Like this is the owner, because I like to say everything falls from the top.
Yeah.
Right? What 100%. Kind of guy is he?
Man, Will's a solid dude.
This is the owner of the company.
He's a young guy, younger than most people would think. I won't put his age out there.
Yeah.
Probably the main thing I can say about Will is that he is 100% honest and 100% fair. So there was numerous steps throughout the way that I was like, I just got burnt by my last company. They didn't pay me $20,000, which to me was like a crazy amount of money.
Yep.
And so coming here, now he's offering me this opportunity. Oh, but it takes a long time to get paid out. I was pretty nervous going into it, you know, but he has proven to be just completely a man of his word. And that stems from his faith in the Lord. He believes that it's the right thing to do, to be honest and to be fair and to be kind and loving to the people that even work for him, right? Which is definitely different, because in
Super
sales,
different.
Man, you know, however much this person makes me, if I can get the most out of them, it's better for me, right? But he doesn't see people like revenue numbers, you know? He sees people like people.
Super rare.
So working for him has been a blessing, for sure.
That's why I wanted to ask him that, because, you know, I feel like this topic isn't talked about a lot. I feel like everybody wishes they had a great company to work for, but I feel like people have, you know, kind of given up on it. It exists still. You know, I tell people the American dream is very alive. It's very real. There are some very good leaders out there. They're just hard to find. And so that's why with Jack today, I'm like, man, we're going to share what Priority Roofing is doing. Number one, I want to share, you know, Jack's story and a little bit about you, but also just about like anybody watching this. Jack really helps with the recruiting. It's a big part. Bringing in people that, number one, you can learn. You know, you always say this, like the more you learn, the more you earn. You got to fall in love with learning. A lot of people, they want to make a lot of money, but they don't want to learn anything. And you to get the position you have now, Will taught you, and you were a good student.
Yep.
And basically, what Jack is looking for, men or women, it seems like more of a man industry, but men and women are dangerous at sales. You know, if it's something that they want to do. People that have good values, that have always wanted to be a part of a great organization, a great company, truly matter. Be able to, you know, build a family, you know, build your dreams, grow. I mean, these guys are territory takers. So like, you want to take over as many territories as you can. And when these people join, you know, they learn how to sell, they learn how to make money, they learn how to provide and create wealth. But then the whole goal, in most cases with some of them, is to lead them into a new territory, to take over a new territory, right?
Yep.
And to build an army and a team in that territory, which is kind of like what you're doing and what a lot of the other leaders are doing in your organization, right?
Yep, exactly right. Yeah.
And a lot of these guys are promoted. They really, as much as I'm aware, everyone starts in sales, no matter who they are, right? With Will, the way Will is, he's like, you're going to come in, you're going to sell, and there's going to be a system, and then you're going to move up.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I try to preach to anybody else in the company is they, and now I'd like to say we, like recognize hard work. If you're willing to put the work in, it will be rewarded.
I've seen guys move up in a year. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say, I mean, I know a couple guys in this company that are leaders, and you know, they moved up really quick in like a year, and they're running territories.
That's hard to come by, because a lot of other places, it's just the expectation. You work hard and then you go home and that's your job.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's how a lot of other industries work. But for us, us at Priority, if you work hard, like you will be rewarded and you will be given opportunities. And that's not something you can say for, man, almost any other job.
Well, and also another deal is that you, as much as I understand, you guys only promote from within.
Yeah. Correct.
So if somebody wants to come take over a territory, you're not hiring another roofing guy from another industry to come in and just take over a territory, or to, he's got to come in just like everyone else come in. And you guys have this respect standard.
Yep. You got to earn your stripes. You got to work for it.
Yeah. And you can get them quick, but you've got to come in and everybody comes to that system. And I love that, man, because a lot of companies, they don't really promote from within. It seems like every time there's a promotion, it's like the people that have been working really hard in the company that kind of thought they were going to get a shot. A new guy comes in from the outside, now he's the boss. You see it everywhere.
Yep.
And Will, and you guys hire from within. You guys promote from within. So I love that. Now that you're in Priority and you're obviously doing great, you're building these teams, you're building these companies. How does Priority, would you say, compared to other companies? I know you talked about like pay, like other companies don't pay.
Yeah.
But like their sales style, like what is their culture like internally? Because a lot of companies, especially in sales, they're really stressful.
Yeah.
Like you always got to work hard, but it seems like Priority doesn't have that real like anxiety, high stress, system. Everybody works really hard. Everybody cares a lot. Everybody's got big quotas and goals, but it seems like everybody's like really mature. I don't feel a lot of amateur stuff in Priority Roofing, which I really love. It seems like it's a place where adults can really go and it's not a bunch of kids running around.
No, I think that's dead on. I would say there's two different aspects to it, right? So one would be the financial side and one would be the familial side. So on the financial side, the reality is if you're good at what you do, if you take time to learn, if you're articulate and you can express, your thoughts in concise ways that's helpful for the customer, if you can read a customer and if you're good at asking questions and listening, you can do really well in not a lot of time. Like what I was saying when I was doing it while I was doing school, man, I was selling 15 to 20 hours a week, making a crazy amount of money that way. And so there's not this...
Most people don't think they can do anything with 15 or 20 hours a week.
For sure. But if you're intentional with it and you're really intense about those hours and you apply yourself to it. Now we want people to treat it, it's a real job. You work 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the ability is there. So one, we don't place pressure on people, you have to put in 40 hours. We want to see you excel, we want to see you perform, and we want to see you be better than you were last year.
That's right.
Yeah, we all want to make money. We get that. But the reason we want to make money is not because we want a bunch of fancy toys, right? It's not because we want people to see how much money we make. I mean, it's okay if that's people's interest, but for most of us at Priority, it's like we want to take care of ours, right? So for me, I've got a wife and 2 kids and one on the way, and truthfully, I'm not passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about them. The money for me helps me take care of them. That gives me joy.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the same for a lot of different people in Priority Roofing, for Will, for Tim Tuttle, for Grant Miller, for all these other different people that are a part of the company. Yeah, we all like making money, but we want to do it because it helps us take care of the people we love. So,
yeah, I love Tim. Tim's he's like a full-blown preacher.
100%. I mean, he was. Yeah.
Oh, he was? Right?
Yeah, he was a pastor for maybe 8 years.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like he'll light me up, man. He sends me messages every morning. And it's like literally like 2-3 minutes of just heat.
Yep. No, Tim's the man. He's the best encourager I've ever met.
Yeah, I think he's flying in Friday or something like that. And I'm having him talk to the team.
Awesome.
Because I wanted him to drop some of that heat.
That's awesome.
Because he gets worked up, dude.
Oh, he does. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he gets worked up. Okay, so what do you look for? Because this is important. Because I like to ask companies, what are your hiring questions? But what do you look for in somebody? Like, if you were to tell me we were going to make a human, we're going to make one, right?
Yeah.
That would be very successful in Priority. How would we make them? And this can allow people to think, like, is that me? Does that sound like me?
Yeah. No, that's a really good question. I think we're not micromanagers, so self-discipline's huge. We want people who are disciplined in every way, right? You don't have to be the most X, like fill in the blank, but we want to see people that are really trying to grow themselves over time, right? That are not satisfied with just complacency. So I would say self-discipline is huge. We talked about it a little bit, just the willingness to learn. This stuff's not complicated. There's a little bit that you need to be able to retain information, but it's nothing that your average person can't do if they apply themselves.
Every company has product knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of ours is door to door. And so that right there is going to turn off a lot of people. It really will. But I promise you, you can make far more doing this door to door sales than you can do any kind of sales behind a desk, right? So we want people that are willing to actually get out there to overcome their fears, right? And go up to this door and knock on it and explain what it is that we do and why these people are in need. And so that can seem like a hard sale. I promise you, it's actually one of the cooler things I've done. I'm not saying it's the most fun thing in the world all the time.
And you're kind of introverted, right? Outside of your friends and family, or are you more extroverted?
I would say I'm probably right in the middle, honestly.
Okay.
I can be pretty extroverted, but like for people I don't know, I don't feel the need to like go say hi kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what's cool is like the people with the types of roofs that we're running into. Inspected Jerry Jones Jr.'s house in Dallas, and
That's awesome.
I'm a diehard Eagles fan, and I let them know it, But you're working with a lot of high net worth, high end people, and so it can be a little intimidating for some. But honestly, I was telling Bryson this earlier. The most important thing to me is I don't compare myself to other people as best I can, and I'm not concerned with what other people think about me. Now I'm human, right? We all are people pleasers to some level.
That's huge.
But to me, I just want to compete with myself, and I know like my worth and value is not dictated by the person behind that door. And if that's the case, then you can really do a lot.
That's huge. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video. As you're hearing me and Jack talk about, number one, Priority Roofing, one of the greatest roofing companies in the world. They're looking for a few new people. And Jack was talking about the Texas division. They're all over. If you're interested in a level 10 earning opportunity, I mean, most of the people that are in their company, I mean, like it's a standard to at least earn $250,000 a year. So I just want you to think, where are you at now in life? Do you have a great organization? These guys, they're good, godly men. They love their families. I mean, it's just, they're really high values and standards, and they're just such a great company. I see so many people right now that are ready for a new life. They want a new life, and they just can't seem to find that right company. This is a sales position. It's unbelievable. It's actually not even that complicated. Just being a good learner and wanting to be coachable, you can become really good at this. Again, earn up to $250,000 a year or more, change your whole life. Right now, there's going to be a number below. You guys can text that. Jack himself personally will get you the information. You guys can join the team. Love you guys. We'll get back to the video. When you go to someone's door, are these people that request information in most cases, or do you just run through neighborhoods because you can see qualifying damage? Are there storms?
Yep.
Because I want to educate for a minute.
Yeah. So.
Right? Like, let's say we were going to a neighborhood.
Yeah. So
what would we look for? Because I want to explain something to a lot of people. $250,000 plus a year, unlimited potential. What does that look like? Talk to us. Let's say I joined the team today.
Yeah.
You kind of give me a little product knowledge. I understand.
Sure.
Now when I understand, we go into the field. What do we look for?
So we need the neighborhoods with the right systems, right? So they got to have slate, they got to have clay, they got to have designer asphalt shingles. They need to have
hand-picked neighborhoods.
Yep. We would need storms, right? So it doesn't have to be crazy.
Yep.
I guess that's all a little bit subjective, right? In Dallas-Fort Worth, 1 inch hail is not crazy, and we get 2-3 inch hail all the time. But you need like an inch hail probably. Within the last 2 years. That's typically the policy window for an insurance company. And so if we can qualify it by just driving by and seeing some of that damage, that's helpful. But just knowing this is the right kind of system and this is the storm that came, we can pretty much know this is going to be the right area.
And when these people have insurance, so just to let everybody know, they have insurance. It's not like you're selling retail roofs where you're going to the door and saying, hey, would you like to buy a roof? It's like if the roof qualifies, which you can tell, you teach this. If it qualifies, you allow the homeowner to know that this beautiful asset that they have has qualifying damage. And then basically you get up, inspect it, and then you just basically help make sure that the insurance company fixes and replaces and does everything that they're supposed to. And you get paid a really good commission.
Yeah, 100%. So nobody's coming out of pocket. I mean,
there may be a deductible or something, but very simply.
The deductible is always the case. But I mean, so I had a roof that was $750,000, right?
Wow.
Yeah, pretty nice roof.
When you were saying $50,000 commissions, I was thinking, I'm like, no, I get it. And by the way, like, I want everybody to know, some houses cost $750,000, some roofs cost $750,000.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Especially when you get into, notice you said designer roofs.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like these are, like you said, clay tile, things like that.
Yeah,
like
they're not your standard roof that's just getting slapped on.
It's not a shingle.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So this guy had a $750,000 roof, and he had an insurance company that some of them will do just a $10,000 cap on any kind of claim over $100,000. So what I mean is the claim is over $100,000. It's $750,000. And all he has to do is pay $10,000 out of pocket, and he gets a $750,000 roof.
Oh my gosh!
On the insurance, right? Now you have to have the storm damage; it has to be credible, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the insurance will make sure that's the case. I promise.
Yeah.
You. And in that scenario, I mean, you could very easily make 6 figures on that one job.
Just by helping somebody.
Just by helping somebody.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody this is super important. I think the reason why you fell in love with sales is because you're not a retail roof salesperson, and you don't go door to door trying to sell people on a new roof. Everything everything is super logical. Like,
100%. Yeah.
there was a storm. It was an uncontrollable. You can't control it. Neither could I. But it happened. It was no one's fault. The roof is the roof. The insurance is there for a reason, and I can help you process it.
100%. Yeah.
He's not even selling anyone. It's just educating. It's just being a good person. Matter of fact, you would be doing them a disservice not having a conversation with them.
Imagine, so if you have a $750,000 roof, your home's probably at least $5 million. Right?
Yeah.
So what's the most important thing to a homeowner? Well, it's the value of their home. They're going to sell it at some point. You're always trying to increase the value of your home.
Yeah.
So if I told you that your home was at a $750,000 deficit in its value, and you didn't know how to go about any of that, it would be nice if homeowners could just file a claim and trust the insurance would do what they're supposed to do.
They don't.
They don't, right?
No.
I mean, that's a lot of money to fork out. I don't blame the insurance.
Yeah.
And so you need people who actually know what they're doing.
Do you call it
like
brokering it, kind of?
So yeah, we would just say like
you're like the middleman, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we're going to
overseeing that they get a 5-star roof.
Yep. We're going to explain all the way through why this is damaged, why the insurance ought to pay, why it's not repairable, why it needs to be replaced, what this actually does to the system. But, you know, people living in their homes are not roof experts. Why would they be, right? They've made their money doing something else.
They want to make sure their damn roof's right.
Yeah. It's the second most important thing on the home outside of the foundation, right?
So cool, man.
Yeah.
Guys, is this not amazing? You know, I love sharing different industries. I think a lot of people, they think like solar cells. When we say roof, they're like, oh man.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is a whole different deal.
And if I can interject there, there is a lot of charlatans, scam artists in the roofing industry. It's got a bad rap for a reason. One thing that Priority does that I love is we don't collect any money till we've actually done the roof. So you hear about storm chasers that come by. They come from some other state. They sell you. They're really good at that. They take the check and they run. Right? We can't actually prove to anybody that we won't do that, right? You just have to trust. The best way we can do it is we won't collect a single dime until the roof is done.
Wow.
And that means sometimes we're going $200,000 in the hole to prove to them that we are a trustworthy company, but there is almost no other roofing companies that are willing to put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, people don't do that. That's insane. That's what I was saying, like level 10, like organization. Like the company being good and healthy, the owner being good and healthy, the processes being good and healthy, compliance being great, you know, which is huge. You know, obviously the right culture, the right people. I've met a lot of the leaders. They work hard. They love their people. It's not the boiler room, Wolf on Wall Street type sales that you normally see in most deals. It's completely different. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of kids. Not that people couldn't get into it young.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. What is one of the youngest guys in the company right now?
We've got a 20-year-old in the company.
Good. Yeah. So 20-year-olds can come in.
For sure.
But there's such I was going to say a mature leadership level everywhere that 20-year-old probably thinks like a 40-year-old because of the leadership he's around.
Yeah, and I think the reason you see some more aged people is because people started young and they realized this wasn't a job, it's a career.
They stick around. Yeah.
100%.
I was going to say, it seems like everybody there knows that they're going to take over a territory at some point. They're going to run a team at some point. And everybody that I've talked to, that's what's happening now.
Yep.
Like they're all building their teams. And so if you're watching this, I would like for you to listen to me. Jack, amazing man, loves finding people that believe like this. What is Elliott, right? Like if you're Elliott, like I'll hire you. What does that mean? That's not my last name. That's our movement. That's what we stand for. Those are our values. He just explained the Priority Roofing values. If that's you, you know, you never thought you would end up in roofs, but you fell in love with the company. You fell in love with the people. You fell in love with the organization. And then it just so happened that they sell roofs. There's good margins. It makes good money. It's a great company. You're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm not even going to pursue what I, came here to pursue because I found this better thing. And so if you're watching this may be your better thing. If that's it, there's a number on the screen. You just text the number. That's Jack's personal number. He'll reach out to you, have a conversation with you, and he'll get you more details. I think everybody really wants to work for a great company and a great organization. And if you don't work for a great company, it's really hard to have a great home personal life. I know a lot of people that the reason why their home life is a wreck is because work is just chaotic. There's nobody at work. You guys have a big self-development company. Everybody's learning, getting better, holding each other to higher standards. Most companies aren't like that. They really don't care. Hit your numbers, get out of here. And you guys, the reason why you're retaining so many people and so many people have stayed around for so long and they're taking over these territories and everything is because it's like a hero-making machine. It's just a place of really high standards, and somebody can come into it, even like you that didn't know sales, and learn the product, be around great people, and you're going to win. And that's the winner circle. So if you guys want to be a part of it, make sure you shoot Jack a text message. Jack, I appreciate you, brother. Seriously,
Absolutely.
man. It
Thanks,
was
man.
awesome. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Let's kill it.